This is the daily nervous system reset, or reset for short. The biggest takeaway I want you taking from this video is that this is not a workout. It's not a stretch session. It's to check in with your nervous system, to create a foundation to start from. That means we're not going to be pushing through pain. We're not going to be forcing the stretch. We're going to stay within our pain-free range, no matter how small it is. The first movement is the wall pullover. All we need is an empty space on the wall. From here, the setup is really simple. Arms are going to be roughly shoulder width apart, and I like to line up my knuckles with my eyes. So my hands are shoulder width apart, palms are flat on the wall, and I want to make sure that my feet aren't right underneath me. I'm going to take a step back, so I'm slightly leaning into the wall. The biggest mistake I see here is that people will bend the elbow and move forward. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the arms straight. So we're not actually going to be initiating with the arms. We're going to be initiating with our hips. To initiate with the hips, all you have to do is push your butt back to start and let your chest fall through. You're going to naturally push into the wall with your palms to keep those arms straight, keep yourself balanced. Find that light stretch, not a painful one, and come right back up. The next step here is to incorporate the breathing. So you'll take a big breath at the top of the position and long exhale as you go down. Again, we're just looking for a light stretch, not a painful one. The second movement is single leg Jeffies, or Jeffies for short. I have a slant board here. If you don't have a slant board, it's completely fine to do it with both feet flat on the ground. How we set up is you'll go heel on the ground, foot is resting on the block. From here, this back leg is just for support. So you can have this foot further back. It'll make the movement a little bit easier the further back you are. The closer it is to that front foot, the harder it'll be. The biggest thing we're looking for here is that we're trying to keep this front knee straight. It doesn't have to be completely locked out, but we don't want to bend it as we're going through the movement. So from here, we're taking a breath at the top, and we're going to roll into ourselves and exhale as we reach down. As long as you feel a stretch on the back of the leg, maybe into the lower back, all of that is fine as long as we stay pain-free. I'll take a breath at the top. I'm reaching with both hands, not just one. Exhaling as I slowly roll into myself until I feel a stretch anywhere in the back part of my leg and unwind as I bring myself back up. The last movement is the OSM lunge. So this is a little bit different than a traditional lunge. I like to get my clients to start on an elevated surface. If you don't have a box and riser, you could actually do it on a set of stairs, which I actually prefer because you have the handles there so you don't have to worry about your balance. One foot is elevated. My other leg is as far back as I can comfortably. We want to have a nice long stride. My front knee is stacked on top of my front ankle. I don't want to be in this position here. If this is the first time you've done this exercise, and I recommend always using a little bit of assistance for your nervous system reset, is have a hand on the wall or something to keep stable. Or if you're doing this on a set of stairs, using that guardrail is great as well. We're going to take a big breath at the top, exhale as we slightly move forward and down. The biggest difference between a regular lunge and the OSM lunge here is that I'm keeping this back leg straight. I don't want to bend it to come down. What we're looking for is a stretch in the front of this hip flexor here. So I take a big breath in, exhale, and sink down, pushing through my hips, keeping my chest up, and feeling a nice stretch through my hip flexor, and come right back up. Again, we're doing all these movements in our pain-free range. I don't care how small the range of motion is. I don't care if you feel like you're only moving an inch or two. Stay within your pain-free range because the goal here isn't to get stronger. It isn't to force a stretch. It's to build a pain-free baseline. And the only way we could do that is to check in with our nervous system every day to make sure that we know where that baseline starts.